All right. Hello, chess family. Another tournament to play today. Here we're going to be playing with the Queen's Gambit as black and white. I'm very excited for this as I've learned to play the Queen's Gambit. I am an e4 master, but today we're going d4. And I've got to work with quite a few students, so I'm definitely becoming more of a Queen's Gambit lover. The black side didn't like it as much because I like to play more aggressive stuff like the King's Indian, even something a little bit more solid, in my opinion, that gives more attacking chances like Nimzo Indian. With that being said, I'm starting to like it as black now. So let's go and learn some fun strategies for black and white here on how to play. Got 25 seconds till we get started. Remember, for this one, we're starting thematically. I believe it's going to be d4, d5, c4 in the starting position. Should be black to move for, whenever we're playing. And yeah, let's see what strategies and let's see what mistakes we're going to be learning in the Queen's Gambit. Here we go. All right. Let's see, y'all. Okay. Game on, guys. Game on. Oops, let me make this just a little bit small. I don't know how that got a little bit too big. Anyways, so they played c6. They've already transposed. We're not playing Queen's Gambit anymore. We're just playing here the Slav. We'll go bishop g5 here, attacking the knight, threatening to take. And we'll play e4. I believe this is called the Moscow variation with b5. And this is a really interesting variation here. Oh, I think I might have made a mistake already with b4 and bishop takes on f6 here. I actually don't know this variation too well. And this one is very, very move specific here. So I'll keep it simple. We'll play bishop b2 here and just get ready to castle. As you can see here, they're holding on to the b5, to the pawn on c4 here quite nicely. Let's castle. Let's go rook e1. I'm not too afraid if they take here. I'm going to lose lots of pressure on this pawn, but hey, I think I like this position quite enough here. So d5, the idea is to go ahead and break, and again put pressure on the pawn here on b5. They'll probably just play a6 here, which makes sense. And let's go ahead and play knight to, well, you know what? We'll play bishop f1 here, keep it simple. The trade here is not really best for me, but okay, cool. We'll go knight to d4 here. Of course, we don't want trades. And here, a very good move for them to be played here is bishop takes c3. So they spotted my idea, so they stopped it. Oh, actually, you know, I can still play here because of the knight to f5. Interesting. And let's go d6 here, getting out the way, and also a little bit of knight to e7 check threat. The d5 pawn is a bit weak. I really would like to play... Oh, perfect. So let's go ahead and play rook takes check first and bishop takes. It looks like just a tactical mistake here. Everything looks like it's being protected. Notice when the bishop takes, it kept defending the knight. I assume they thought that was not going to be the case. And pawn takes here. And, ooh, bishop e4. Knight to e7 check here. I think this does work because after pawn takes, we're attacking the queen. Nope, this does not work here. Rook takes, just queen takes here. I was thinking I was going to be able to do it the other way. Dang it. Might be starting off with a loss here. That's okay. We're not going to give up. I'll go ahead and just finish this out a few more moves just in case. I'm pretty sure that my 20... Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to be winning this. This is a strong opponent. Like I said, this variation particularly, I do need to work on. It's called the Moscow variation. And as you can see, holding on to that pawn is going to be a little bit tough for me. But that's okay. That's why I like to play these events. I like to learn different openings and, well, hopefully get better at them. All right, on to the next game. Playing the black side, I'm actually really looking forward to it. Because at first I was doing very bad with the black side of this. Oh, perfect. We'll go ahead and play... I'm going to berserk here, and I'm going to go ahead and play pawn c6. The point of this is that I don't play the Queen's Gambit accepted. I play like this little triangle variation, and we're going to slowly push forward here. For a while here, I was having a very tough time with this opening, because it's not really my style. I'm a little bit more aggressive. So, I figured some ways out of this, and now I'm getting the positions that I do like to play. Like I said, this is a very solid system here for black. And so the idea is we need to play... Oh, perfect. Pawn takes here. This is the variation I like to play. We'll go ahead and play a6. The knight to e5. As long as you don't take, you're not going to be too bad here. Oh, that's really interesting. We'll just play queen takes here. Very happy with this move. I'm not too sure what they're up to over here. Maybe just looking for trades or something. Rook c8. We have the open c file here. Definitely liking this. I'm going to go knight e8, knight to d6. The idea is to try to get the knight to c4 here. If they take perfect, my pawn takes, I'm going to have good control over the center, and I'm going to have the bishop pair. So let's go knight to c4. If they take, then we're going to create the imbalance there, which is perfect. And we're going to play pawn takes here. The imbalance here is white has control over the center with the extra pawn, but now we have the 3-1, 3-2 pawn majority, meaning we have a queen side pass pawn. Let's see here. Can I get away with this move? I'm going to go in and play rook after d8. I was thinking about playing b4 here, but okay, perfect. We'll just play b4 now. So now we got this queen side pawn push going. We'll go ahead and play bishop to... Well, no, we don't go there. I was thinking about bishop e4. So we'll go queen to d5 here. Maybe even pawn c3 was also a good try here. I haven't played pawn f6 yet, which is pretty common. The only reason why I haven't played it really is just because... Okay, so they're threatening e4. So let's go c3. Pass pawns must be pushed. This bishop's not doing too much, so I don't really want to bother it. All right, queen to b3. Again, let's try to push this pawn forward here. Oh, rook b1. Is that a blunder? It was. Luckily, they missed it. Bishop to a6. Bishop to a3. I want to play c2 here. So they're going for the king side attack. That's okay. I think we could just play f6 here now. Bishop's almost trapped. I guess we go rook to d7 after rook to c7. Oh, they just blundered that completely. So bishop just takes here. Rook takes. I don't know. It's a queen sack for some reason here. Don't ask me why. And I'm not going to take there. I'm just going to play the rook back to d7. I'd rather have the pawn here just because it's going to stop the knight from going to its great square. And we'll go back to d5 here, just to protecting the pawn. And passed pawns must be pushed, as we said before. Ooh, look at this nice little maneuver. Rook to g7 here. Rook to g7. Here we go. The idea, checkmating ideas, huh? And here we'll play the bishop to b7. Rook takes on g2 check. Oh, bishop b7. They did overprotect that now. Got to find a new idea. Let's go queen e4 with queen f4 idea. Queen checks. And maybe I'll just take on f3. Perfect. Bishop takes f3. Let's see if they blunder, because this loses the rook. They blundered it. Check. Queen to f1 for checkmate threat. Oh, they missed it. All right, we're on the board, guys. We are on the board. Let's try and push forward now. It's not enough to be on the board. We got to try to go for first place, of course. These are our learning videos, but hey, let's have fun and compete here, too. No one's played the standard e6 here, which is the Queen's Gambit decline. This is, of course, the Queen's Gambit with pawn to c4, but e6 is the Queen's Gambit decline where you do not take the pawn here. I thought I was going to be getting a lot more of these games. It looks like the Queen's Gambit accepted has been played. I'm going to play the e3 move, which is a little bit easier to play here. This is just defending the pawn here on d4. You could play e4. This is a much aggressive way to, more aggressive way to play. Yeah, see, they're already ready for this, and this is exactly why I didn't want to go into these variations. This one's going to go to isolate pawn, but little do they know, I love isolate pawn. Let's see if they blunder with bishop g4. They do not. I play h4 to stop bishop g4. Let's castle, and let's just keep developing our pieces. Knight c3, bishop b3. They're going to play the knight to b6. Standard idea for isolate pawn is they're going to be trying to blockade over here. All right, and this is why I love this position. We're just going to keep developing and look for really good attacking chances here. I have like a whole... I have a whole system on how to attack with the isolated pawn. Oh, perfect. Let's go knight g5. This is already bad because f7 is weak here. Knight e5, they could have played bishop e6. So that's why we played knight g5 instead. They missed it. Knight takes, we're at least winning the rook, but this is a little bit scarier because of the discovery idea. So I can play knight d6 check and at least take. The only square to not lose the queen here is the queen to b8 here. Let's see what they play here. Let's see. Oh, so here they just lost the queen and possibly another piece here too. Yeah, I don't know. That move was probably a little too scary for them, I guess. Yeah, that's it for them. All right, on to the next game over here. Oh, look at that, guys. We're already tied for first place here. I was not expecting that. Now we are tied with first place. We're both on fire here. I just had a first game loss, unfortunately. Like I said, that's a very interesting variation where they hold on to the pawn. I hope I get to play against again. I need to do a little bit more research into it. Not gonna lie. All right, who's our next game? Do we get black? We got black. Awesome. Let's go ahead and berserk. And I'll go ahead and just keep playing c6 here. I like this idea of just playing solid in this variation. I mean, that's the whole idea whenever you play. Oh, you know what? I could always play my pawn to f5 here and switch things up and go into a stone wall. Which maybe if I'm feeling a little bit more aggressive, I'll do that later on. So knight b to d7. The knight typically never goes to c6. Let's go h6. Maybe the knight takes. And again, we're going to slowly play b6 and prepare pawn to c5. We will take on c4, but only at the right moment. Perfect. Let's take. And then we get pawn to c5 in. The faster you get c5 in, the faster black gets to equality. Already little threats of bishop takes on f3, ruining the pawn structure. Let's go ahead and play rook c8 here. Of course, taking here would just help me out. Knight takes on c5. Oh, interesting. Knight takes on f6. I don't think there was a good reason to give up this bishop. I love the bishop pair. Let's see here. I believe I'm just winning a pawn. So bishop takes, pawn takes. And if pawn takes back, queen takes. And we'll go queen f4 here, threatening to win a piece. The idea here was to play bishop d6. And after bishop d6, the only good way to defend checkmate is to play g3. Or at least win on h2. So I have to play rook f to d8 here first. Why? Because even though bishop d6 would force h3 or g3 here, and the bishop would become unprotected, or I'd win on h2, the rook would take at the end. So I need the rook just to defend there. Dang. Perfect timing here. Let's go queen to f5. No. We'll just bring the queen back to b8. A weird-looking square, but a safe one nonetheless. If the queen to f5, the knight would just go to g3. I don't think the knight on g3 is doing anything good, by the way. They're threatening to do that move. Let's go ahead. Oof, that is actually a decent move here. Let's go rook to d6. They were threatening knight c6 here. So that was important to stop. And let's see here. Okay, so there. Trades are not bad for me. Pawn there. I assume they'll just play back rook to d4. I mean, knight to d4. And now we could just play bishop c5 here. Maybe knight c6. And then queen to c7 here. They're not making good threats here. So that's good for me. I think, and I'm up a pawn here, am I not? Alright, let's go b5 here. Maybe queen b6 in the future. Yeah, bishop d6 here, perfect timing. Looking at back rank, checkmating ideas, and of course taking on h2. Of course, if they don't move the knight, right? Let's see here. What are they going to do? Well, looks like they just missed the pawn. So let's grab a free pawn here. Maybe rook c1 they'll play. Again, I think they're just looking for trades here. Sometimes I got that aura. Or maybe it's just, you know, a 2300 versus a 1600. Let's go rook c4. Get ready to double up. Everything is protected here. So the idea is to go queen c7. And then we're going to slowly push forward now with something like rook c2. You know, there really is no good square here, I think, for this knight. So let's go rook to h4. Threatening over here. Maybe they'll play g3 or something. Okay, rook to h1 check. Bishop to h2. I think this just wins the knight now, right? Time is a little bit low for me, so I have to be careful. Threatening checkmate now, I guess. Let's see. What's happening next? If f3, we take on g1. And after king f2, queen c5 check. And then queen e3. Bishop g3 check wins the queen. Bishop g3 check. And it's the... Yeah, this is just winning now. Oh, nice. Overloaded piece. And this is defending the rook. No back rank checkmates. That's what this h6 is all about. Oh, I almost took that guy. Let's go g6. Threatening knight h4. And maybe some checkmates on the way there. Yeah, everything's good. Let's not get crazy now. Sometimes Jesse gets crazy whenever he's low on time. And we'll go queen e1 check here, and then we'll take. All right. Keep making progress. Progress. All right. Hopefully we'll get white this game. Oh, and we are still in first place here. Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. Key is you gotta have enough coffee right next to you, just ready to go. Okay, knowing the openings is pretty good too, though. Definitely knowing the opening is pretty good too. Come on, guys. We have over 142 players here, and no one's ready to play. Uh-oh. Looks like Ferrari is right behind me, funny enough. All right, let's go ahead and berserk. You don't scare me. Let's do it. Let's go knight c3. Knight f6 is... I don't know what that move is. I think it's like the marshal or something. With the bishop to f5 here, f3, e4 is just a nice little ploy. And then we'll bring the knight to e2 here. Yes, I definitely like this position here. It's going to be harder for black to get pawn to c5 in. Although it looks like they're just getting it now. So b5. Oh, they played c5 here right away. We'll play d5, I guess. I think I misplayed it. Maybe I was supposed to play e5 one move earlier. Knight takes, bishop takes. Threatening pawn on b7 now. If they do take, which most people here will. Oh, they did not. Let's go knight f4. Let's keep making things a little bit crazier. Threatening to win the bishop over here. That's okay. Bishop back to e2. If b3, they would probably just play the pawn to c4 there. And now we could play queen c2 here. You have to be careful. There is knight takes d5 ideas. And we'll play rook f to d1. Knight takes back on e3. Oof, a nice move there, as this is getting into the pin. Yeah, I gotta be careful here. So queen to c3, queen to d4. I'll just take the bishop pair if I can. Let's go queen to d4. I just need to get out of this. The endgame here does not look too bad. They'll probably play knight c5 or knight e5. They're just looking for trades. I don't believe this is that great for them. Although they are making trades here, as you can see, the queen side's a bit weak. a3, and it looks like they just dropped a pawn now. And this is definitely a problem that a lot of people will have. Oh, okay, so they're dropping a pawn at least. Okay, knight takes, bishop takes, and a6 is still weak here. Let's go e5. And then rook to d7, rook takes. This is a very good endgame for me. Let's go knight to f5. I assume g6 will get played. Yeah, maybe I was supposed to play the other way. That's okay. f4. This is a very good endgame for me. You can see my king. Oh, okay. So this is, again, I'm very happy with this endgame. Some people may think that this is kind of bad for me, but I think this is very good. A lot of these endgames, the knight and pawn ones, are a lot easier to play than the other ones, as far as they're close to king and pawn endgames. And king and pawn endgames are one of the easier ones to win. All right, f5. Maybe they'll play b4. Pawn there, knight check and take. So now I have at least a forced draw here. Oh, you know what? If they still have the knight on the board, technically they could still win because of that. So let's go e6 check here. And maybe just king. Oh, interesting. King f4. They were threatening some kind of check here. Knight to d3. If they do all these trades, it doesn't really work. And so the idea is to try and get in front of the pawn. And past pawns must be pushed. We got more than one, so let's keep trying to push more than one. Knight e4 check. King to g6. f6 ideas. And again, just trying to push this pawn forward here too. f6, perfect. I just got to win f7 now, and then I'm going to be winning. All right, knight here. Knight c6. So here's the plan. All right, check there. That's okay. King takes. There's no... All right, pawn up, and then checkmate next move. Perfect! Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, the knight and pawn endgames are going to be a lot easier to win. If anything, try to steer for the rook and pawn endgames. Those are going to be more drawish and give you better counter chances. Knight and pawn, I mean, I guess against an unskilled player, this might be a good chance. But at higher levels, definitely not the best choice there. All right, let's berserk again. And again, we'll play c6 here. Just trying to play solid. I really love this symmetrical position. I feel like not a lot of people playing white know how to play against him. So knight c6. A lot of people here play bishop f4. What they're expecting here is to play for the knight to b5 trick. So we're going to stop that. e6. Bishop d6. If my bishop can't have the diagonal, then no one has it. h6. And this is the exact plan which I love to play. b5, knight to a5, and try to get to c4. And you can see as last time, my plan is I want to take on d takes c4 here to give me the queenside majority. The knight to e5 is a little bit annoying here. Actually, we'll play knight to c4 here. And again, we're hoping for pawn takes. The knight on c4 is just too strong in a lot of these variations, so a lot of people just trade off. All right, let's go bishop takes, bishop e7. The plan here is to go ahead and, again, push for the queenside pawns. They can definitely try to push for the center here. Rook f to d8, they're threatening e4, and we're threatening rook takes d4. So now a5, b4. Let's push it, push it, push it. Knight to e4 here. Do we just play queen c6 here? I'm not too sure if the endgame is actually better here or not. Let's go queen b5. Because I'm just not... Oh, okay, well, they can just give me free pawns, I guess. I will take free pawns. I'm not that cool where I won't take free pawns. And be like, there's something better here. This is Queen's Gambit, man. Knight h5. This endgame is good for me. Because the passed pawn there. Knight just takes. And here we'll just push the pawn on c3 here. Rook takes, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be a brand new little baby girl. Brand new baby girl. They call me the singing master. The singing karaoke master, because I'm a bad singer. All right, queen to c3. Actually, we'll go rook to d2 here. And get ready to double the rooks. With the idea of rook to d1. And let's go queen c3. Rook to d8. Maybe even rook to c4 here. Depends what they play. So we'll go rook c4 here with the idea of queen takes on e3. So I assume they're going to check. We're going to go to h7 now. Queen takes e3 is the new idea. We'll play f5 here. This protected the f7 pawn. That's not a threat. So we just play queen takes on e3 now, winning the pawn, with the threat of rook takes on e3. I'm sorry, rook takes on f2. And you know what? This wins anyways, even if the king does go to g2. Because then the rook on c1's unprotected. That makes sense. That makes sense. Let's see what they play. I'm expecting king g2, which again, rook takes f2, queen takes on c1. And with the, well, that'll take away the last defender, and we'll be able to make the girl. We don't want boys. We want girls here. Up, and rook takes f2 is still good here. In fact, maybe even a little bit better, because now the queen takes in check. It's really interesting here. The queen has just no good checks here. Queen takes check. If the rook goes back to f1, then we would have done that. So queen to e3. This looks good enough. If rook takes on f5, we just ignore. Because after pawn takes, queen takes check, there might be some ideas there. But after rook takes, we can just make a queen, threaten checkmate. Or, you know, yeah, we'll just make a queen there. There's no checks there. All right, so a queen. Queen e4 check is the new threat. I could play queen g5 here too, huh? Let's just make it simple. Queen g5 check. There's no more wins in this variation. And then pawn just takes. I assume rook g2, queen check, rook c1, checkmate. Ideas. And they're going to call it. Woohoo! There we go, guys. There we go. Dude, we are running away with this tournament. 21 points. All right, let's go ahead and berserk. Here we go. Knight c3, another Slav. Pawn takes on c4. Knight to f3. This is the variation I love to play. Let's go to play bishop g5 here. D takes c4 is the threat here. Okay, here we go, guys. Maybe this is not the best for us, but I like to play it. Queen c2. Again, holding on to this pawn is very tough for me. I don't know these variations very well, but they look good. Look at my pawn structure. Rook to d1. I want to play rook e1, and hopefully we'll play e4 here soon. So e4. Maybe I should have just kept it simple. We'll play a3 here, stopping b4, which would have won the pawn. Bishop f1, and maybe just knight h4 to f5. Here, they're probably planning on queen to d6, threatening checkmating ideas. So g3, and maybe just f4 here. When c5 gets played, we're going to play d5. Yes, I think f4 is the idea here. They have the queen side with an extra pawn, but we have the center here. Is that enough, though? Here we go, f4. Hit that centaur. Bishop g2 next, because, what's the bishop doing there anyways? Bishop g2. And then let's go f5 here. Is that a move? The hope is that they play g5. Oh, be careful. Queen to f2. Yes. Queen f2, because we got to protect the pawn. And king h1 when we get the opportunity. Again, we're hoping they play g5 here, because then e5 in the future will be nice, hopefully. Assuming we don't lose our queen, because this is still a very nice threat here. Knight to e2. Is that a move? Is that a move? Is that a move? Okay. Oh. Pawn takes. They missed it. They could have played pawn g5 because my knight couldn't move. But now it can. Knight to f3, I guess. They're doing a great job putting so much pressure on this pawn. Oh my. e5. Let's go queen e3 and just try to get out this pin. Queen c3, and then we're going to eye over here. So now d5 is the idea, I believe. Yeah, d5 is the idea because of this. Maybe even knight to f4 here or e5. Which one is best? You know what? We're going to go with e5 here. Because they'll probably play the pawn to f5. If they take, knight takes I like quite a bit here. Because now we have d5 with like some kind of discoveries against this queen. The center versus the queen side. And knight takes here. And they put themselves into a pin. Do we play just knight to f3 here? Just winning the rook? I believe so, right? Just knight f3. And just rook takes, queen takes. In check. And then hopefully we just go down to a reasonable endgame here. Knight check takes. And that's going to be the game. I feel very confident now. Without that move, it could definitely take a lot more moves before I can get in there. Hey, how's it going, Joe? How's it going? St. Louis, right? How's it going, man? Another Blitz Arena over here. This time I'm playing in the Queen's Gambit. Do you have any expertise in this line? I'm an e4 master, so yeah, I typically do not play like this. Bishop f4. This is one of the popular lines, as I mentioned earlier. They want to play knight to b5. Let's go e6. I keep the bishop inside. I'm not one of those guys that bring the bishop outside. In this variation, I think it's much better. Oh, good. They play queen takes. Ooh, they played the f4 line. So this is actually pretty good. It looks bad because of the messed up pawn structure. But as you can see, look at this knight. It's pretty strapped in. And yeah, you can see they're ready for a fight. They're ready for a fight. So here we go, guys. We're going to go knight e4 here. Not a move I particularly love to play, but it could definitely get me into trouble here. So I'm just going to go ahead and play that. I'm not too worried about the checkmating ideas now with this, am I? Let's go knight c4 here and see if they're nice enough just to trade. Okay, they're not nice enough to trade here, guys. Why are they being so mean? Let's play f6, and we're going to try to open up the g file here. And so we can try to attack. Let's go queen e7. Oh, perfect. f5. The point is that the knight does not have access to it. Knight b6. We'll play b4. And then we'll play the knight to d5. We'll play rook takes here also. This takes away the rook to the good diagonal. Knight takes f4 with e3 idea is really good here. Let's go knight takes e3. This bishop is a killer. This bishop is a killer. If I played rook to g8, rook to g1 would have killed a lot of my ideas. You're e4, e5 guy? See, I'm an e4, c5 guy. So, yeah. All right, knight back to d5. Knight takes on e3. Queen to g5 here. Yeah, that's really annoying. Queen g5. And they'll probably play... Oh, okay, they played there. Let's go queen to g4. Is that an idea? Knight just takes here. Queen takes. Rook g8. This is threatening checkmating ideas now. So I guess knight e3 will get played. And let's go rook to d4. I assume rook c7 is going to get played. Nope. King g7. Ooh. Endgame is okay. Okay, I got the rook here. This is good. This is good. Let's go a5. Bishop check idea. Rook over to f3, winning f4 pawn. I think this is good for me. Bishop just takes. That doesn't do anything. And we'll bring the bishop back. After rook d6, bishop... Oh, perfect. Bishop b5. I'm pretty confident in this rook and pawn endgame. Let's go rook a3. Oh, I played to the wrong square. That's okay. I'm pretty confident, but it's going to take me some moves to win this. Rook takes... Oh, well, they messed up there. Now I'm pretty confident I'm going to win this one. I could pre-move the rest of this win here. Boop, boop, boop. And mate. Oh my gosh. Moving forward. Oh my gosh. I definitely thought they were going to get me there. But they got a little too excited with those moves. All right, here we go. Let's go to Berserk again. And should I just... Okay, let's play e3 like last time. e5 is typically the move there. They just gave me the center, so that's really nice of them. We're playing a nice classic one here. We'll play a4 here since a6 is the idea. b5. Castles. c5. Oh, okay. Let's play bishop back to b3 here. We'll play rook to d1 here, which is very common. Opposite of the queen threatening d takes c5. And we want this c6 move because, well, the longer they don't play c5, the better white's going to be. Ooh, look at this. We're going to build this kingside attack up so nicely here. Here we go. Bishop c2. The bishop's aimed at h7. e5 is going to get played. Should I go for the trap move? Oh, that looks like they already know the idea. So we play bishop h6 here. You know what? I'm going to play c4 here with the idea of e5. Typically, I'd play there first, but I don't need to do that. Bishop e7, e5 here. And I don't want to make trades here if I don't have to. We'll go queen e3. I don't really want to make the trade, but they're really kind of forcing my hand here. The hope is that they'll take. Now the knight, look at this knight. It's going to go to d6 or f6 here. So either way, Jesse happy. Jesse happy here. Knight e4, f6, or d6 here. Positional crush. Positional crush. If this knight was defended, we could play a little bit more. We'll go knight e4. The new threat is g4 now. For knight f6 check, winning at least the rook. Although, knowing me, I'd probably go for a little bit more. g3. And if the queen goes to h3, we're going to go bishop e2, bishop f1. So now we can play g4 here. The knight will go back to g7. And then we're going to go knight f6 check. We won't take... Oh, interesting. Let's go knight to... Ah, dang it. Yeah, knight to d6. Unfortunately, this is only going to win us the exchange. Although the king side does look a little bit messed up here, too. The best move is just to take on g4 here. Yeah, if I took, they just take back, and then I don't win anything. Plus, my e5 is the... Pawn is the biggest advantage in this position. Or one of the big advantages here. Oh, that's interesting. Was not expecting that move. I guess queen h3? I guess the knight back to g7. And I don't want to take, but I think I'm pretty much all but forced. If I don't take here, then I... You know, what else am I going to do here? Bishop b4, attacking the pawn. I assume bishop b7 will get played. And then we're going to... Oh, they played there that way. Okay. Let's put pressure on this pawn. Queen f3. Putting pressure on c6 now. If c5, that's an interesting question. I think we just take the pawn here on f4. Just take the pawn here on f4. Let's not get too greedy. Oh, queen f7 doesn't do anything. We take free pawns where I'm from. Okay, rook takes b6, another free pawn. Rook b7 now, penetration. If they don't trade rooks, if they do trade, I can almost force queens here. So rook b7. Rook e7's the only good move. Oh, okay. Let's double the rooks. And now we'll go queen to d6. This forces the queen trade. But, all right, let's go rook here and double the rooks. And with these passed pawns, I think we should be okay for a win. Rook check. Rook takes. Probably knight check for some reason. Nope. They just dropped the knight instead. We'll go king over here. We'll play rook over here. The threat's rook to checkmate. And so they missed it, and then we have a mate. Oh my gosh. They were giving me some trouble, especially at the end there. I'm pretty sure I could convert it. It was just going to take a while to convert it, and my time is low. My time is low. I don't know what how else to put it. Oof. All right. All right, let's keep berserking. And we're going to keep playing my c6, keep it solid Slav. I'm just really trying to get into this kind of triangle-looking position. Uh-oh. Dang, they're back at it against me, huh? I'm playing the symmetrical kind of variations here. Playing basically just a Queen's Gambit accepted. All right, let's prepare c5. Remember, the faster you get c5, the faster you are to equality. A very good move, rook to d1. Again, rook opposite of the queen. We're going to go ahead and play pawn takes anyways. Queen c7, and rook c8, queen to b8. You can see that I want to play c5, but playing it right away would be bad. As you can probably see, this rook was opposite of me. Knight takes c5. Play rook f to d8. Let's see what they're up to. Knight takes. This is a purely symmetrical position now. We'll see if they're... oh, okay. I wasn't sure if they were just going to trade off all the pieces here or not. Let's go knight to e4. And maybe something like queen a8 here. Okay. Rook takes. And the hope is that they'll play bishop takes here with knight c3. And they missed it. Whee! Whee! And looks like they blundered again because now the queen is in a pin. So they saw the idea. They played there. We'll go ahead and just play e5. Keep it simple and win the knight. The knight's trapped anyways, right? So pawn takes. And that's game. Alrighty, guys. Pushing forward. We are now double the points with still 21 minutes to go. Let's try to go for 60 points. Because, yeah, you always got to have goals, right? So let's just try to go for 60 for no good reason at all. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Here we go. Berserk. And let's see which one they play. Yeah, okay. Finally, someone plays e6. Again, nobody was really playing the standard Queen's Gambit here. And we're going to go e3 here. And if b5, we play pawn to a4. In these variations, it's much more likely that we will win the pawn back. Oh, this is interesting. We'll play pawn takes. Bishop takes, I think, is the move here. And then knight to e5 with the idea of queen to f3. So here they play that move. That's very good. Let's play rook b1, attacking the pawn with a little subtle threat of knight takes on c4 here. And it looks like they've played this game before. Let's go ahead and play bishop e2. If they take on g2, we're going to play rook over. Let's go ahead and castle. Or do we play bishop f3? We play bishop f3 here. Queen takes, attacking here, attacking here. And let's play bishop a3. No easy castling for you. Especially if they play the knight to f6. Perfect. Let's castle now. And they have a little bit of trouble here. They're going to have to figure this out. The perfect example of a Queen's Gambit right now. You have to figure something out here because the dark square bishop looks like it's a king right now. Oh, look at that. Oh, I was going to say knight takes c4 is almost working here. Notice that if the queen wasn't here, let me do that. Okay. And so there, do we just play knight c6 and be mean? I think we do. Knight c6 here with maybe e5 ideas in the future. All right, rook e1. Oh, you know what? That was just a bad move by me. Look at that, rook c8. I should have just... Oh my gosh, look at this creativity here. If they play rook c8... Okay, so they did play there. We'll play e4. The idea is to open up the king in the center, right? So if they play queen takes, we play pawn takes, because look at that. The rook is pinning it to the king. And if they had played rook c8, the fun variation there was to play knight e7 myself. With, again, the ideas of e5 and d5. I was looking at this. If they take here, this is okay. After queen takes, now we have d5. If they take, they're going to open up the king, but also I'm attacking on g7 here. These are the complications we want. I mean, we have the king in the center, right? So let's take advantage of it. Either way, we're going to have a fun day. And look at this rook. He's trapped. Oh my gosh, he is definitely trapped here. I think they have to just castle, I guess. All right, queen takes. I think the only move they can do is castle queenside. Because the rook can't move anywhere. And I'll take on f7 here. This is that very rare time. Oh, okay. I was curious. I was like, what are they thinking here? I think I could just transpose into an endgame here with bishop b2 because of the knight pin. f4, and bishop takes on f6. Ah, no, they have rook knight to d3 here. I miscalculated this. All right, bishop takes. I'm going to just go for this bad endgame here because I'm going to just try and complicate it. All right, here we go. Bishop e5. They're going to take here. And not really what I want to do, but trading down to the endgame, I have to complicate it. Pawn takes here. And king f2. King e3, and we got to try and stop these pawns. This is bad. No, this is bad. All right, king e3. They were threatening rook takes e5 here. Rook e8 was the wrong move, though. So this does bring me hope. g3, just try to defend everything. And we're going to play rook over to attack the pawn pretty soon. Looks like their endgame skill may not be up to par here. And that's always nice to hear. All right, king c4. King b3. Rook c1. We don't want to flag, but we will flag if necessary. Best move, rook c8. King over. Uh-oh, bad move. Okay, d6. King over. If a4, we just simply take. Rook here. And I think, unfortunately, we're going to have to flag here. Bishop a1. Oh my gosh, am I just getting checkmated in this line? Takes and check and back. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. That's not how I like to win games, but I have the survival instinct. It's called flight or fight. And as you can probably see, that was a mixture of both. I was flying and trying to fight. Oh my gosh. Definitely not the best game there, but it converted. Oh my gosh. All right, well, no need to dwell. Let's go on to the next game. All right, here we go. Free to Slav, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see a Slav, and I'm pretty sure he's going to berserk because he did that last time. Ah, he's playing the Albine counter Gambit. So let's play pawn takes, knight f3. The best way to play against this really is, funny enough, just to fianchetto. Yeah, there's a lot of tricky lines in this one. Basically, just let him win the pawn back. There's no need to be greedy here, guys. Let's castle. And d4 will sometimes fall, even if it doesn't. Again, not that big a deal. b3, king takes. Oh, we do have to be a little bit careful here. Let's go ahead and play knight to e4 here. And the threat here is bishop takes. I think we go knight to g5 here. And maybe king to g2. Let's go queen to d3 here. If I can trade down to the endgame, I'm pretty sure I should be okay. Queen e4. So we're just going to keep bullying him. He's obviously got an aggressive mindset. And queen takes, and here I'm happy with the endgame. No need to get crazy. Let's play pawn takes here. Open up the h-file, keep our pawns together. And queen takes check, rook takes. Let's play bishop to f4, and maybe king to g2 here. Again, just kind of overprotect in this kind of position. Rook over to d1. Oh, interesting. I guess just e3. If they push the pawn can become weak here. Oh my gosh. Let's go knight to d2. This is really interesting here, huh? a3. Knight c2, is that a move? Okay, a4, I guess. Oh my gosh, what is happening here? Knight c3. All right, knight f3, knight e5 to win the pawn. They have definitely run out of steam here. So now the d3 pawn falls, we're going to win the exchange. I will accept either. Knight takes. Bishop e5. A nice little trap move there. Because now they have rook takes knight, and then they win the bishop. I think, fortunately for me, I should be okay, just because I have enough pawns in this position. Oh, I blundered, though. Oh, good, they missed it. They could have played knight c5, And then e3 would have fallen. Let's go rook c1 here. King takes. Threatening the knight. Is the knight trapped here? Oh my gosh, look at that. They got me on that one. Let's go rook to d5 here. If I could trade off, this is nice. Pawn takes. This probably would have... I mean, I'm not too sure. No, they could probably win this. They could probably win that. My best chance was to trade off the piece there, though. Whew. Oh, if you guys haven't already, go and give us that like and subscribe. Trying to get to 1,000 so I could join on chess.com as one of their, I don't know, one of their streamers, official streamers there. That's me goal. That's me goal. Come on, let's get some winning positions. Everyone's just beating me now, huh? All these bullies here. All right, c6 over here. e6. Knight d7, and we're going knight f6 next. And again, we're going to play b6, bishop b7. Slow roll. We'll take on c4 in the future when appropriate, whenever we can play c5. All right, bishop b7. a6 stops the knight b5 variations if they play pawn takes. Let's castle. Rook c8, and now we can do it. Let's do it. Pawn takes, c5. Now, they could play d5 here, and actually this is the best move for them. But after pawn takes, rook e8, we might be surviving here. d6 is not best here, probably e4. Because now you can see e4 is underneath my control. All right, h6. Let's go. Does rook e6, rook c6 here just win the pawn? d6 can't be defended? No, it can. Oh, good, they missed it. Rook takes d6. And now I attack the queen, I attack the bishop. A little bit of a blunder there for them. They should have just played the bishop to g3. I wonder if they're calculating bishop takes b7 here. Oh my gosh. Bishop takes, knight takes, rook takes, knight takes. Yeah, it doesn't work. So rook e6... We won a pawn, so I'm content with that. There might have been a way to actually win something, but with the time pressure, I was not able to figure that out. But now I have a decent little attacking position here. The idea, knight e4. Oh, never mind, they killed the idea. b5. My threat was knight e4 and playing the rook over to g6. c4 here. Oh, let's go rook to b6. Knight to e4. And then rook to g6. That's the attacking idea. All right, knight to e4. Still can get played. Queen to f5 is interesting, but I don't think like it's a killer move. Knight c3, knight c5, knight to d6. Is the queen trapped here? g6? I think the queen's trapped. Queen g4 is the only square, right? And then h5? Not f5, because the knight would sacrifice itself. Oh, no, look. They could play the queen to f4. Okay. Bishop d6. Oh, I missed the freaking pawn was hanging there. That was my bad. Should I just force a draw, though? Ugh, I'm really not that... Oh, they went for it. Knight c3. And now bishop c5. Knight f5 is what I'm expecting. Oh, man. Yeah, I guess I messed this one up, huh? Okay. Not really a threat, is it? Oh, my gosh. But the time is queen to d5. Knight h6, check king over. Okay. Rook takes. Bishop takes. Uh-oh. Watch out for the time. Watch out for the time. All right. Rook takes. Oh, yeah. Okay. Bishop back to f8. And then rook takes knight, but the time is going to get me. Bishop c5. Yeah, dang it. Ah, well, at least I played a good game. And, well, oh, that's my second loss of the tournament over here. Oh, you do work for chess.com partnerships team. Dude, Joe, we need to talk. We need to talk then, man. I want to get onto the streamer team. I want to be part of it. I have a friend on there. She's also from San Antonio, Texas. What's her name? Summer Star. So she was the one telling me about the program. I run the chess club here in San Antonio. So yeah, no, dude, I'd love to work with you guys. I got to get to that 1,000 mark though. Queen e2, rook f to d1, c4 here, and then we're going to try and push for the center. Bishop h4, bishop back, and then we'll take on c5 if they don't play c4. Okay, good. Let's go bishop g3 with the idea of knight e5. Here we go, knight e5, and we want to take back with the pawn. I think they just lose a pawn here. Yeah, oh, even worse, they lost a piece. Rook takes because of the pin. Pin it and win it. Oh, I missed the free pawn, but I just didn't want to fall for any back rank checkmates. All right, queen takes. Bishop takes now. Queen takes again. Let's just take all these munchy little pawns. All right, queen back to e2. If they take on a2, we're going to take on e4. Just because they take doesn't mean we need to take. b4, winning a piece. A double attack. Queen takes. Rook c7's coming next, and f7 will fall. And that is the game! Yeah, Joe, I don't know how I contact you. Maybe you can just send me a message or something. But yeah, please let me know. I mean, like I said, I'm willing to work for it. I'm gonna get those 1,000 subs, but I don't know if there's anything I should know or things I should look for to try and do that. I'm a really affiliate, but I definitely want to try to get on the streamer channel. All right, Fisher Renaissance. Let's go to Berserk. We're playing a Slav over here, e6 over here, knight to d7, knight to f6, bishop b7, b6 c5 is in the future, b6, bishop b7, rook c8. Have we played it before? Nope, we haven't, but I've just played this before. Pawn takes on c4. I'm going to play queen c7 before I play c5 here. Probably rook c1, and just like last time, queen b8, and then c5 will get played. Yeah, let's go c5 here right away. Again, best move is probably just play d5 here and close the position. But the trades will make the game even, which not against. Knight takes c5 here. I've played queen e8 in these kind of positions before. In the last game, they made a mistake there. So let's go a6, b5. b4 actually is not a bad idea, but I guess I'll just take on b4. Plus I have knight e4 here. The hope is to play b5 and win this bishop, though. Queen e8 is also good here. Yep, so they went for this variation. That's okay. Knight to e4. We'll play knight takes, bishop takes when they take on a6. Oh, they didn't do it. b5. And then we'll play the queen to a8. A little bit of tickle here, as some will say. Knight back to f6, threatening to take on f3 maybe. I wouldn't take on e4. I mean on f3 here. Definitely an evenish looking position here. We'll go bishop e4. I'm not sure why they played that move. I think they're just trying to make a move, which, you know, not a terrible thing. Yeah, they're just looking for trades. Now, this is nice for me because now I have this diagonal. I didn't have that before. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We'll play rook to d8. The threat here is rook takes. Okay, so rook takes here. I was trying to get control over this square. I assume they're just going to play the rook back, though. Yeah. So we'll play rook over here, and this time we'll play h5. Because these are very stubborn players. They're not going to, like, give up on the ideas. And they're probably going to play queen c2 here and just try to make all the trades. I'm not really against this. Not really against it. Let's see here. If they've given the bishop pair, I will gladly take it. f6, e5 here. I know how to play endgame. So you don't scare me. I'm not too sure why they want the bishop there. We're going to reroute. Oh, interesting. Never mind. We're not going to reroute it. Bishop check. And king f7. Let's keep making progress. They're trying to make symmetry. Here we're going to go ahead and try and ruin the pawn structure. f5. Pawn takes. I think we did our first portion, which is to create imbalance here. Bishop g5, threatening to win the pawn now. Pawn takes. So we've successfully created a pass pawn here, or candidate pass pawn. And also our king looks really good to just run over on the queen side here too. So let's go e4 here. The caveat here is that they take. I'm going to take back with this pawn. Oh, interesting. Bishop takes, bishop takes. So now I have 2 passed pawns on the queen side. And my bishop can still come to a c1 here too. Let's go ahead and do that and win another pawn. Maybe I should have just kept pushing on the king side, but I'm also in survival mode. All right, bishop takes here. Okay. King c4. And bishop takes, king takes. If they trade now, it's actually really bad because now they've lost the piece. Oh, well. Yeah, this should be... Oh, h4 here, check. Winning the piece. Even in endgame, there is tactics here, my friend. Oh my gosh, they missed an idea for stalemating too. All right, pawn there. Bishop takes, and let's make a new baby girl. Let's make a new baby girl. Queen e4. Queen to b3. King over. Queen there, king there. And we'll have checkmate next move. Oh, awesome. Yeah, you can send me your Discord or your Instagram. I just made a Discord, so I'm definitely an old man. I'm getting used to technology. I'm getting used to it. Oh my gosh, look at this. 300 players here, and look, I didn't even realize that was our last game. Last game we got 57 points, just shy of my goal, which I don't need a goal, but was to get 60 for no good reason. But still, hope you guys enjoyed this fun tournament here. This was playing the Queen's Gambit. As you saw in this one, a lot of different ways for black to play against it. We had the Slav defense. There was that Moscow variation. There was the taking the pawn on c4. Not many people chose to play e6 and actually go into a regular Queen's Gambit. And I definitely don't blame them, as that variation can be very defensive. And funny enough, I was playing that like the whole time as black, as you saw. And woohoo! Look at that. Fake trophies, fake confetti. Bring it on, guys. I love it. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I guys hope you enjoyed this. Yeah, we'll see you in the next video.